Hi everyone! Today you're going to learn everything you need to know about fishing in Dinkum. I'm going to be showing you all the mechanics, the differences in each type of fishing rod, and eventually working all the way up to catching sharks, and some tips to make that task a little bit easier. If sharks are all you're interested in, then skip to the timestamp for sharks. Or, if you need to know where a certain type of fish can be found, and what season or time of day they spawn, then check out the Dinkum Wiki page, which I will link in the description, that tells you exactly when and where each type of fish can be found. There are just too many types of fish to show you where to catch each and every one, and new fish are still being added to the game. So I'm just going to show you the skills you will need to catch any of them. First off, you'll need a fishing license. There are 3 levels and each one unlocks a new type of rod, starting with basic fishing rods, then copper fishing rods, and finally iron fishing rods at level 3. One of the cool features of Dinkum is that you can actually see the fish swimming around in the water, and you can see the differences in their appearances, so you can target specific fish while you're out fishing. For this video, I will refer to mouse controls, but if you're using a controller, then every time I say left click, it just means to use the right trigger. To cast the fishing rod, hold down on the left click and release. How long you hold down determines how far you will cast. You will need to cast relatively close to the fish in order for it to come towards the bait. If there are no fish in the area that you can see in the water, then nothing will bite. After you cast, you can right click to immediately bring your line in, or left click to bring the line in incrementally. If you cast close enough to a fish, it will begin to circle and nibble at your bait. You want to left click again when you see the splash. This means that the fish bit the hook. If you miss the bite and the splash, then the fish will wander off and no longer be interested. Once you have clicked to hook the fish, let go and the fish will start to run away. While the fish is fighting, you will see it splashing and making noise and running away. You do not want to reel it in while it is fighting because you will increase the tension in the line and break the fishing rod. Once the fish stops fighting, you will see the little splashing animation stop. Then you can hold down the left click and start reeling it in, and the fish will start coming towards you. If you don't reel it in, the fish will keep running and also break the line. You will have to go back and forth reeling in and letting go until the fish is finally brought in. You can see the tension bar on the right hand side when you're fishing. If the red line ever reaches the bottom, you will lose the fish. This can happen if you try to reel in when the fish is fighting, or if you do not reel in when the fish is not fighting. And it used to be much more difficult, as you would have to figure this out on your own. But now, since the spring update, the fishing icon tells you when to go and when to stop reeling. So you just have to follow the prompts and reel it in when it tells you to. It still takes a little bit of practice getting used to, but after a couple of tries, you will get the hang of it. You can also fish from anywhere that your rod can reach water, whether you're on a bridge, standing on your boat, or standing on a cliff. If you can reach water with a fish, then you can catch the fish. As you can see, I stood at build height and was still able to catch this fish from the ocean. If you donate enough creatures to the museum, you will eventually be able to buy the fish book, which shows you nearby fish and their prices. This is incredibly useful because not only does it tell you where fish are, it can tell you if there are any fish that you haven't caught yet. They will show up as question marks when you use the fish book. Then when you see the question marks, you can go and catch the brand new fish. This is very helpful for filling out your museum, as you can quickly identify if there are any fish that you are still missing in the area and then go catch them. It also shows you the prices for each fish, so if you're fishing for money, you can catch the most expensive fish. You can also catch fish in the deep mines. These are called deep fish. They are rare to come across and are worth about 18,000 dinks, which is one of the highest prices for any animal in the game. However, with so many other things to do in the mines, and the price to get there in the first place, these are probably just best donated once to the museum. Upgrading to a copper fishing rod just makes it easier to fish by not breaking the line as quickly. It is more forgiving if your timing is off on when to reel in, which makes it easier to catch fish overall, but the process is still the same. The true challenge is when you get your level 3 fishing license and iron rods become available, because iron rods can be used to catch sharks. And everyone wants to catch sharks. Now, catching a shark follows the same fishing method as all the other fish, but you don't actually catch them. Instead, you reel them onto the beach and they get stunned temporarily. Then you can kill them more easily while they're stunned. They can't be trapped, donated to the museum, or sold to John. And even with an iron fishing rod, it is still incredibly hard to catch a shark. My one tip is that sharks will always swim directly opposite the way you cast. So, try to cast where a shark cannot swim very far before hitting an obstacle. If you try to catch a shark in open water, it will keep running and you will have an incredibly hard time bringing in. Instead, try for rivers where the shark will hit the opposite side and cannot swim any further. That will make it much easier to reel them in. And that's everything you need to know about fishing. Thanks for watching and see you again next time.